Yeah, the one difference is the talent level. It's a love for the game.
When you look at NIL and I think the top 3 to 4 athletes in NIL are female athletes.
Another thing about it is when you go to the comments on Twitter and Instagram, you're seeing less hating. Normally, like, man, nobody's watching this. Now they're like, okay, I see why people are watching this. I'm with the transfer portal because that's what college is built on. If I'm a coach, guess what? Tomorrow, I can go to another school, so why can't a kid do it too?
That's the box score. But what does it take to put up 30-10? Where does this person come from? Why? How do they develop passion? It's so many stories that go behind that who are just now getting on the whole Caitlin Clark shooting like Larry Bird. These stories are not just popping up because ESPN say they popping up after they do something, after they win a national championship. So the ball will never stop dribbling if you surround yourself with the right people and look and play chess and not checkers. When we decided to go out and become a part of a community, the community embraced us. We opened up the transfer portal. Like freshmen and sophomores shouldn't be allowed to go in the transfer portal.
Yes, you can see everything else I have to offer, but for now we're talking about the merch. Click the top right and click on apparel. You're going to see that we have 3 different crew neck options: white, red, and pink. And all of those have different colors. So if you click on the white one, we have one with pink letters, and then we have one with red letters. Pick your favorite, whichever one you're going with. I'm going to go with the red letters probably. Once you click out of that, you can click on the red one. And on the red crew neck, we have white letters. We also have pink letters, and we also have a red on red. That red on red has become a favorite. Lastly, we have the pink crew, and on our pinks, we have the white letters, and we also have the pink letters. Of course, you're gonna select your size, hit add to cart. You can read all of that if you want to read all of those things. Hit add to cart. I must say that the print is also puff print, so it's gonna stand out a little bit more. Once you hit add to cart, you're gonna check out. There is taxes, all those good things. You're gonna check out, input all of your information, shipping address, all of those different things, so that you can get your merch before Valentine's Day. Again, if you place your order by January 28th, which is when the store is closing, you will have your merch by Valentine's Day. Our orders will be shipped out on February 5th. Welcome to the It's Just Different podcast, where we bring on people who have been where you are trying to go and or have helped countless athletes get there. I'm your host, Ashley Roberts. We're just going to go with serial entrepreneur because I'm not going to say all that stuff. And we have another special guest. We got 2 of them today, actually. We got Sports Life Talk in the building. Sports Life Talk was started in 2018, and then they started You Got Next in COVID 2020. Have talked to your favorite player. They dope. That's all I got to say. They are dope. Showcasing girls basketball, highlighting girls basketball players, coaches, parents, and anybody in the game. I'm so excited for this conversation. We're going to go ahead and bring them in. What's up, y'all? Long time coming. Let me get KT in here. There you go. There we go.
That's what's hot. I can't get in the screen.
Listen, because we done already had our little trouble, so I was like, let me make sure I get him in here. We made it. That's all we're gonna go with.
That's all we're gonna go with. It's time.
That's all we're gonna go with. We start this podcast off, and I want y'all to give an introduction too, because it's just a lot of dope stuff y'all doing. I gave a quick little snippet, but we start this podcast off with what's different. The name of the podcast is It's Just Different. I want to ask y'all, what do you think is different in girls basketball, whether good or bad, now than back then, whenever back then was?
Well, B, I'm going first because I've been following the game a lot longer than you have.
Yeah, I'm a baby.
Yeah. The one difference is the talent level. It's the love for the game. I'm not saying that females back in the day didn't love the game, but now everybody's seeing this beautiful game as an outlet to take them to places that they've never been before. Mm-hmm. For instance, just look at the young ladies now who are going to they went to Colorado, then they went to overseas to play for USA. There's just so many opportunities from this game. And if you love it, it's going to love you back.
Mm.
Yeah, if it's on me, I'm gonna say that I think the optics, the exposure, I think the excitement surrounded by the game. When you look at NIL and I think the top 3 to 4 athletes in NIL are female athletes. I think the top 3 female, Caitlin Clark, Flage, and Angel Reese are 3 of the top NIL earners, period, in the game. And then on top of that, you got to look at what they're doing in the WNBA. We got women who got sneaker lines that's coming out. I think it's just they're just making it fun. They're making it dope. They're making it something that we all can relate to. And it's fun competition. It's good, clean, wholesome competition, and it's elite. Like Kevin say, even in my short time of being around the game, the speed, the pace, the technical skills, you can't just rely on somebody who's above the rim in women's basketball, right? Yeah. There are some mismatches or mixed matches or whatever you want to call them that you can try to expose, but for the most part, it is a team effort, and you got to have a full complement of players that can go to war for you. So I just love the game. The best games I've seen over the last 3 years, if I had to list out my top 10 games that I remember, all female games, all women's games.
I love it. And I feel like it's just putting more eyes. Like you just talked about exposure. Like everybody's watching the women's game now. You get on Twitter and you see people talking about the upsets or this game and seeing who watching that game. It wasn't like that. Like people are watching the game.
I think those upsets are needed. You know, yeah. I saw the LSU girls go down twice this year in the whole, the Twitter sphere or the X sphere and the IG. Everybody go crazy when LSU lose, but I'm over there, I'm mad, but it's good for the girls' game because I remember back in the day when Tennessee played somebody, it was 75-25. I mean, it was ridiculous. When UConn would play against somebody, it wasn't even a competition. The biggest upset I remember seeing is, I think it was it Texas A&M or Mississippi State? One of them beat UConn in the Final Four, and I mean, it was pure pandemonium.
Mississippi State.
Yeah, it was Mississippi State. And keep in mind, I wasn't a fan of the game back then, so it hit the Richter scale. It was such a shock around the sports community that a blue blood like UConn lost to a Mississippi State, and now you get that on a weekly basis. We don't have to wait we don't have to wait for history to set us up with this darling matchup. We literally get upsets, and we get great plays and awesome players that come from all over the country. It's just a beautiful thing.
And then another thing about it is when you go to the comments on Twitter and Instagram, you're seeing less hating. Ooh. Normally, like, man, nobody's watching this. Now they're like, okay, I see why people are watching it. So it's growing, and it's great for the sport.
Yep. And I think, like, even to that, like y'all were talking about, like with UConn and Tennessee, like at the end of the day, we knew UConn was winning. We knew, like, we just knew the teams.
Yeah.
I don't know who's winning this year. Like,
me neither.
I don't know. I have no idea. And that brings
I think we got an idea who may win it.
I mean, Kevin, got a favorite. Yeah, you always have a leading candidate.
But who y'all think? Because I'm going with South Carolina. But
that's what I'm saying. South Carolina's the most dominant team in college right now.
Yeah.
And we thought when Aaliyah Boston left that they were going to go down. No, they've gotten even better.
Yeah.
Thank you, transfer portal.
Facts. Let's go into the transfer portal. Like, what are y'all thoughts on the transfer portal? I'm like in the middle. I'm going to be honest. I'm in the middle because, like, I do think at the end of the day, like, if you're not happy and if you're not getting whatever the case may be, like, you should be able to leave. Like, nobody should be miserable playing a sport that they love. But at the same time, I feel like people are overusing the transfer portal. Like, you get mad and you transferring, or you're a freshman and you're not getting the minutes that you think you should get, and you transferring. What's y'all thoughts on the transfer portal?
I'm in the middle as well, but I'm gonna lean more towards I'm probably about 65 to 70% on the love it side. And this is the deal. I just wish we would kind of change the stipulations because I can show you a picture of the transfer portal that works in perfection. It's somebody who went to a school, they couldn't get on the field or they couldn't get on the court in 2 or 3 years. They waited, they did everything the right way, but a new coaching staff comes in and they like, hey, I want to play I want to continue my career. I don't want to just be a bench rider at XYZ school. So they transfer to another school, and all of a sudden they got 2 years of eligibility. They go out there, they busting heads, they getting all kind of public acknowledgement, and they transferred, and it's like it's a great story. But then I can show you a story of somebody who everybody's told them that they were the best thing since sliced bread since they was in the 10th grade, and they don't know how to they don't know how to sit and wait and be patient and push through things, and these are the same people that change AAU programs every year because they unhappy, and then all of a sudden they get to college and that same behavior is produced over and over and over again, and then we look up they transferred 5 times, over a 6-year career. They never really established roots. They never really established themselves. And the only thing we remember is that they was cold back in high school. So, I think it hurts those kids from that perspective. In my opinion, give the transfer portal. I think you should have to sign a contract, just like you do in the professional world, right? Hey, you pay for my school. I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna give you 18 months. So I'm gonna give you 2 years. And let's just say, hey, you sit 2 years first. Then we open up the transfer portal. Like freshmen and sophomores shouldn't be allowed to go in the transfer portal. I know people are gonna be like, well, they super talented, yeah, but you know what? Make good decisions in to begin with. So let's hold a decision making accountability. You can't just make a decision and then say, oh, well, I messed up and try to fix it. Like let's have some accountability behind the decision making process. Take your time when doing these commitments.
Yep.
But my thing is, college is built on transfer portals, whether it's a coach or a player. Now, I love it that a player, okay, I go and you promise me this and that, and now I'm not getting it. Now I can take my talents elsewhere. The problem I have with the transfer portal is how it's going to affect high schools and the way they're getting recruited. That's the only problem I have. So if you're like a mid major or like a low D1, hey, you go after the high school kids as hard as you can so you can build your program to build like something that's, that you can grow. Because by the time you get to March Madness and you go against a team that has like a bunch of seniors, they're the ones that's pulling off all the upsets because they got the experience. So I'm with the transfer portal because that's what college is built on. If I'm a coach, guess what? Tomorrow I can go to another school. So why can't a kid do it too?
That's true too, KT.
It is.
I'm gonna say one thing to piggyback off what KT was saying about the high schoolers. I don't think that problem is getting enough exposure. Kevin and I have had multiple Division I, Division II, and Division III coaches come on our show, and we ask them what you're looking for, and then you talk to the kids, and the kids say, "Well, I'm not getting calls right now." You're like, "Wait a minute, you're getting 20 a game?" They're like, "Well, yeah, this Division II school told me they want me, but they got to wait for the transfers to fall out because it's kids who are looking for jobs and who are looking for offers." And they just hanging out there in the transfer portal. And I think the numbers was ridiculous at one point in time. I think they said like it was 30,000 kids or something like that. They were in the transfer portal. I can't remember the exact number, so don't kill me in the comments on that. But it was a ridiculous amount of numbers of kids who they went into the transfer portal looking for greener pastures and they got left out in the cold, right? So now these kids not only don't get to continue playing, but they lost scholarships. These kids are not even getting opportunity. And then you hurting the class of 2024 kids who would have normally had a deal at those D3s or those Division IIs, but they wait for kids to come through the transfer portal. So it is a systematic problem that definitely need to look at that part of it.
Yeah, it's like a trickle down.
Another thing that we hear all the time too is, hey, I want to play D1. I'm like, okay, eventually you can play D1, but they're great D2, D3s, NAIA. Go do the work then, and I guarantee a D1 school will come calling.
That's a fact. And I think, and you said something about like a coach. A coach can leave tomorrow and go somewhere else. Like I think with the transfer portal, there should be like stipulations with it. Like if it's a coaching change, anybody, like I feel like anybody should be able to go in the transfer portal no matter what grade, because at the end of the day, who you thought you was playing for is leaving. So if they leave, I feel like that should open up the whole team. Whoever want to leave, they can leave. Like I feel like that there should just be rules like to help guide the transfer portal, because if not, it's going to always be a trickle down effect, because at the end of the day, these D2s, D3s, whatever, like it's just going down the ladder, right? So people are looking for players in the transfer portal. It's going to be like that every year. Like what D2 school is not going to want to get an experienced kid that was a D1 player that's in the transfer portal. Of course they gonna wait it out instead of getting a high school kid. Like they gonna take their chances with the transfer portal. So I just feel like that I think there is now like a cutoff. It is a cutoff time now. But I just feel like it should be rules. Like there should be like stipulations.
And then another thing I just thought about, you have a coach that comes and that coach may not like you.
Yep.
So now you do have to transfer, because we had a show that a lot of people didn't watch for some reason. Well, this young lady was a dog. And the coach that came in, legend, won multiple championships. Straight up told her, hey, you might as well go ahead and try to look somewhere else, because the coach that was there before her didn't let that player get a lot of burn.
Yep.
And she can go, I'm talking about, she can put up 40 a night if she wanted to.
Is she looking for school currently?
No, she getting buckets for school, and she's
still getting buckets at her school right now. We'll tell you off air, Ashley, who we talking about.
Yeah,
we trying to,
Gotcha.
I can even give you another one, and this one I'll say the name, Tisha Hyman. For anybody who know who Tisha Hyman is, she was at Syracuse. She was at Syracuse getting buckets. They had a change. Amazing staff came in. And trust me, I love the Syracuse staff, but it wasn't a fit. This was not a situation where the coach sat her down and said, hey, we don't want you on the team. But she was not a fit for what the new coach was trying to do, right? Your playing style, the way you play, the way the way you fit in this locker room is not what we're trying to do. And it just makes sense for you to move on. Tisha goes to Rhode Island, and now she's getting buckets at Rhode Island, getting 16 a game. But the point is that's a crazy story, and it happens all the time.
Yep. That's why I say
I guarantee this school would have benefited from the young lady I was talking about, too.
Right.
I think so too, Kevin. I kind of hate that situation. Look, everybody gonna be sliding that deal.
Yeah.
Like, who they talking about?
Who they talking about? Yep, no, that's a fact.
I give you a hint. Season 2. That's all I'm.
There you go. I want to take it back just a little bit. We went right into talking about this transfer portal, but I want to take it back to Sports Life Talk. Started in 2018, right? What made y'all start it? And what is it exactly?
Well, let me change history a little bit here, because I know when people ask us when we start, we always say 2018, but the reality is that Kevin had already had the Sports Life Talk platform probably about 8 months to 9 months before I got on board. And so the way we came about was, I mean, it's kind of a miracle when you look at it. You like, that's lightning striking. But I'm talking about the 6 degrees of separation was in full play. We roll in different circles, but somehow those circles coagulated, and somebody was like, bro, you need to partner up with this guy. And we came together, and it was chemistry. It was love at first sight. No, just like we click. Look at Kevin. Look at Kevin.
I don't know about all that, man. I love you some days. Some days I can't stand you.
But we clicked, and I think it was a lot of the vision. So when you talk about this version of Sports Life Talk, it started in 2018, and we've been rocking and rolling. You know what I'm saying? Snapping necks and cashing checks ever since. But Sports Life Talk is you talk about, it's just different, right? So people want to know what's different and what Sports Life Talk is. We want to go beyond the box sheet. We want to serve the community and create the conversation all in one. And the whole purpose of this was, the reason we added the life, because it could have just been sports talk, right? It could have just been sports show, sports talk, but the life aspect of it is really where we want to hone in. And we couldn't have thought of a better group of individuals, or a better underrepresented group of individuals than women's basketball, because their stories is all about life. I remember when Draymond said they responsible for building their own brand, and that's what Sports Life Talk is all about. It's about giving exposure to individuals who are doing amazing things and not really getting their roses for it, right? It's the whole deal is it's a player out there that's probably putting up 30 and 10 a game, right? That's the box score. But what does it take to put up 30-10? Where does this person come from? Why? How did they develop passion? It's so many stories that go behind that 30-10. We always look at the box score and we get amazed by some of these things, but it goes so much deeper than that. So that's what we want to talk about. We want to talk about the life aspect of things. We want to talk about the real part that every single person that's listening to this right now, that every single person that's tuning in to ESPN and Fox Sports, that they can relate to those people on and off the court, on and off the field. And we want to tell the stories that resonate with us all.
Love
And
it.
just to piggyback a little bit on that, we'll tell anybody's story. Like B. Jones has said this on numerous shows. Fox, ESPN, they're going to pick up what's hot, what's popular. To us, we're growing our family. And I want to see a girl that came on our show that was a freshman or sophomore grow through college. And we can say that we were part of their journey, even the
Yep.
coach's journey. So what's good about that is we interview a lot of assistant coaches. So guess what? Now we just did a part 1 and a part 2 because a lot of those assistant coaches are now going to be head
Yep.
coaches.
I love that. I love that. Now, did y'all see a specific like need? I know you talked about like underrepresented is girls basketball. Like, what was the why? KT, he said it was 8 to 9 months before he came on board. But like, what was the why for you of like, I want to start Sports Life Talk?
Well, I want to give credit to, he used to be he's still a part of our family, but he's not a part of the Sports Life Talk, Serge. We
Okay.
met through mutual friends because we both want to do a podcast. See, I've been doing it for longer than 2018.
Okay.
Actually, Sports Life Talk started in 2017. Like B. Jones said, 8 months later, he came. 2013, I was doing, it was called Sport Cuts 101. It was some guys from college we were recording. And the whole thing is we wanted to give our cut on sports. It was, set on the whole barbershop feel, because that's
Yeah.
what sports is. You have a really good barbershop conversation, but this version, the You Got Next, that's really our baby. Sports Life
Okay.
Talk as a whole, we want to be like a media giant.
Got
But
it.
the You Got Next is something that B. Jones, we've really put a lot of time, passion, and love into it because, like we say, we are a family. Ashley, you are part of our family. We've even gone so far to branch out and step out of the Sports Life Talk. This one little thing. You may have seen it on Instagram or Twitter. It's called the network. Go check that out. So be on the lookout for that as well. So
Yep.
that,
I
that,
love
that
it.
sport.
I love it. So going into You Got Next, because y'all just talked about You Got Next. You Got Next, I'm assuming, is a part of Sports Life Talk, and that is where you bring it on the parent or the players, the coaches, to tell their stories. What brought up into You Got Next? You Got Next, I mean, obviously I've seen it and it's dope. I love to see the players getting interviewed. I love to see the coaches and, like you just said, assistant coaches, because at the end of the day, they gonna become head coaches, and like being able to look back at their story. But what came to You Got Next?
So COVID hit, and we were already going live once a week. But again, I told you the whole thing is that didn't quench our thirst, because if somebody gets traded, I don't care what it is. Asia Wilson goes for 50 points. You going to immediately run to ESPN to see the highlights. You're not finna go to Sports Life Talk to see what transpired and get any inside clarity or takes on that. So we said, how can we give people a opportunity to get a more insight in the game, and what game can we help? Kevin has always been a fan of the females game. It's kind of fun for me because I get to live out this journey with everybody who rock with us. It's like I started watching, I mean, like literally, I probably started watching women's basketball probably right as COVID hit. I mean, I'm talking about literally that was it. I think I maybe went to one WNBA game before that. But now, and then this AAU season, this past AAU season, when I really truly sat down and learned that basketball was bigger than the DFW Metroplex, I'm talking about this thing is an absolute monster. So if you watch Sports Life Talk, You Got Next, you're going to get to see my journey of going through this as a new fan. And I hope that a lot of people who are just now getting on the whole Caitlin Clark shooting like Larry Bird, shooting the eyeballs off the leather off the ball. I'm hoping they getting this fun out of this because they getting the astonishment and the amazement and the ooey gooey, hair raising up on their arms like I do, because it's super cool. But anyway, Sports Life Talk gets started. You Got Next get started in COVID. Kevin was the guy. We sat down. We were like, hey, we're gonna meet. We're gonna talk this thing through. And he said, who can we help? Who really needs a voice? And Kevin came out quick. He said, man, I think we need to focus on the women's game. He said we need to talk to coaches, and we need to talk to players. We need to talk to the WNBAers. We need to talk to everybody. And I said, okay, all right, well, let's think about that because I'm a football guy. I'm a diehard football guy, and I want to tell the story of these 3-star, 2-star footballers. So I win every once in a while. We still get a few football guys on the show, but ultimately, once Kevin made that decision and we started doing outreach. Now this is really the story. So anybody, this is the first time we never said this on any air. We sent out tons of outreach. And I'm going to tell you something. When I say we sent out tons of outreach, we sent it to NBAs, we sent it to WNBAs, we sent it to college football, high school football. We sent it to everybody. College basketball. And you know who responded? Women's basketball. With the women's basketball, the college coaches, they said, you know what, y'all doing something, we want to be a part of it. So really, truly, as much as we say we picked them, they really picked us. They really picked us because NBAers and the NFLers, they were like, y'all small cakes, y'all small. We got ESPN and Fox over here to tell our stories, but women's basketball was craving. They were like, hey, if somebody want to tell our story, we're gonna utilize this platform and we're gonna get out there. And so once we started doing a few of them, I was like, I love this. This is actually dope. And then, we just kind of evolved from there. And everything it's been a roll up. Literally, you ever seen those commercials or the rock, the snowball that start off real small and they get super, super big? I mean, that's where we at. We're just snowball it's just growing and getting bigger and bigger.
I love it. I love that. You got anything from that, KT?
Well, I just want to say one thing about this, man. I actually got a chance to meet one of my favorite hoopers ever, Nikisha Sales.
Okay.
We were at Dallas. B. Jones can co-sign this. So through this, I was able to meet her. I was nervous. Like, as y'all can tell, he's the mouth of the South for a reason. He's the mouthpiece. I'm the guy in the back, like doing more of the technical stuff. And now I'm coming out of my shell, but I could not come out of my shell for Nikisha Sales. Thanks, Coach Mosley from Arizona State. Ashley said, "Hey man, you need to talk to my guys right here." So I just want to throw that in there. Even though it had nothing to do with what you probably asked, Ashley, I want to let the world know that I met Nikisha Sales. So I'm
But
good.
see, it do though, like just in the sense of like being able to do something to utilize like for different reasons. Like that's a whole relationship. And that's one thing that I love about the podcast is just like, yes, being able to tell the story, being able to do these different things, but being able to network. Like you threw that in earlier, the network. Like it's truly that. Like being able to network, I would have never met y'all if it wasn't from the podcast. Like just being able to network with different people, being able to connect, being able to hear different stories and share one space. Like there's one space and it's the women's basketball community.
Kevin, we got to start doing. We got to start telling more stories about some of these meetings because from meeting Don Staley, that was crazy. Meeting Gino was crazy.
Yeah.
Meeting Adia Ball.
B. Jones knows I know the women's game, so he went up
Yeah.
to one coach. He threw us both under the bus. So I'm glad I knew my stuff. He's like, man, KT is a huge fan of yours. La, 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 la. I'm like, this Joker here just really did that. But truth of the matter, I was a fan of this coach, so I knew everything about her. So
it was Freeze. It was
Brenda Freeze from Maryland. Yes.
Yeah.
He's like, man, he's a huge fan.
But you are a huge fan of Brenda Freeze. You talked about
I am B. Jones, but just think if I didn't know my stuff on her, how that would have looked.
Man up there stuttering.
I know, right?
No, I jumped right into it. Hey, I remember watching your championship with Chrissy Tolliver, Coleman, all them. I love your game. And she even said that she'd do the show one day. So after this season, we'll have her on.
I love it. I love that. Now, we done talk coaches, college coaches, players, all these different things. Like, how do y'all feel just the media aspect has benefited the girls' game?
I mean, it's a lot of people telling their stories now. It's not
Yep.
just us. It's your podcast. We got our man Ed. He's doing it. The game is growing. The more eyes, the better, especially on this sport. And the one thing that people have to remember too, the NBA has been around for what, like 76 years, 77 years?
Mm-hmm.
The WNBA started in what, 95, 94, 96?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
just
it's
look how far
relatively
that's
young.
come. So the
Yep.
game is still growing. And now we're at the point where, hey, it's exploding.
Yeah.
So the
Well,
more eyes that we have on the sport, the more people that's talking about it, it's just good for the women's game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. This is how I think it impacts because um, when we see some of these superstars like Lisa Leslie's and some of these individuals, I can even go back through all the Tennessee players, the Shamika Holmes Claus and all of them. They were dogs, and we knew them because ESPN all of a sudden said, "Hey, these are dogs. These are amazing people." The one thing I've learned from us. And all of us, you, me, Ed, KT, all of us getting on the road and pitting these eyeballs, we are telling these stories before they become national phenomena. And what's cool about that is I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna tell somebody they're gonna be talking about Aaliyah Chavez is the first pick in the WNBA draft. And I'm gonna say, hey, I was at a tournament in Allen, Texas where Aaliyah dropped 50.
50,
You know, Aaliyah dropped
50 ball.
50 right there in front of me. Like these stories are not just popping up because ESPN say they popping up after they do something, after they win a national championship. These stories are happening every day right now in these AAU tournaments, these local high school tournaments and games. I mean, amazing things are happening. And I'm gonna say this. This is the other part of it that really needs to be shined a light on is there are a lot of kids who are absolutely amazing talent. But there are only 144 WNBA jobs, period. And that's 12 per roster. That's the maximum they get. And some teams don't even carry the maximum 12 roster spots. So you see what I'm saying? Like for example, we gonna potentially look up one day, and I'm praying that Deja Kelly can make it. But you know, let me take Deja Kelly off of that. There was a young lady that played for the Sparks. What was it? Tia
Cooper. Yeah.
Tia Cooper, super dope. If they had 300 jobs in the WNBA, Tia Cooper still hooping balling right now. Tia Cooper is still doing her thing, and I can go on for story after story. It was a young lady that came from West Virginia who was the 4th pick of the WNBA draft. Kyra Goswell or whatever. She's not playing. Mm-hmm. Charlie Collier is another example, the number 1 pick. If you have 300 jobs, these individuals are able to still play. And the sad part about it is they just need more time to develop. You know, they not able to come into the WNBA and make an immediate splash and have an immediate success. They out. They out. They overseas playing somewhere. So I think the more exposure we get, it'll grow the game, and we can start getting these stories because we got to put pressure on the people. We got to put pressure on the people that got money to say, hey, you can't cut this young lady. You got to invest your money in this so we can get more of these people opportunities and more optics on some of these young ladies who might not quite be ready to hit the All-Star game, but they still can add value to the game of basketball because they dope hoopers.
Yeah.
But B. Jones, you said something too about the WNBA. You got to remember, they got like a 2-week training camp.
Right.
2 weeks?
It's like 2 weeks, and then you right into the season. So of course, if a rookie ain't a Leah Boston, or you just coming there and just really working your butt off, you're gonna get cut. And you mentioned Tia Cooper. Now, she's one of the best ballers in the world.
Yes.
I'll say that first, but her attention started going elsewhere. If y'all notice.
But she had to.
On Instagram.
She had to in order to make her money. Let's just be real. Even
she was still balling for the Sparks, B. Jones. She was still hooping for them. She was balling for them, but like I said, her attention started going elsewhere. And you brought up a good point. There's money on the side. So if I can make more money doing this, then of course I'm not going to put my all into basketball.
It's supplemental money, it's supplemental income. Yeah. It's an opportunity to get the Maybellines and to get the Gatorades and to get the Progressive Insurance or whoever, the State Farms, whoever put money behind athletes to give them some type of endorsement deals. I mean, you got to do that, and part of your ability to get endorsement deals is your ability to build up a social following, is your ability to create a brand and to be popular. Let's just be real. I think a lot of these young ladies who are super, super talented probably not get a bench spot because somebody else was, a little bit more popular or more, a little bit more known. So I think if you don't go out there and do your job on social media and all you WNBAs, if y'all ain't coming on Sports Life Talk, you missing a good opportunity. Because y'all need to be sitting down with us and all of these people and really telling your stories, because the only way people gonna know is if you let them know.
Yep. No, I love it.
And one more point, Ashley, I don't mean to cut you off. Every NBA team should have a WNBA team in their city.
Facts.
There's no excuse for why you don't. It's too much money. So every team should have one.
And they play in total different times of the year, so they have no
Exactly.
excuse. And if we saw an NFL owner get fined $300,000, and that was less than 1% or 1% of his gross earnings, I guarantee you $300,000 can pay the payroll for a WNBA team
for the whole team.
For the whole team. So, and that was one less than 1% of 1% of his 5.7 billion or whatever he makes on an annual basis. That's all I'm saying is that.
Did you know that I have 2 books? One called The Little Girl with Big Dreams. It's about an ambitious little girl who overcomes every no to say yes to a dream. The other is called Changing Lanes. It teaches you about the things that you learn from sport and how it translates to life after sport. Be sure to check these out at itsjustdifferentpod.com. Let's get to the episode.
You can make it happen. Every single NBA franchise can make it happen. Even if nobody even comes to the games, they can make it happen. But I guarantee if you put it in there, they will come.
Yep. Now, let's say, we got time for that, right? Like you said, it's 144 spots, right? At the end of the day, for us, the ball is going to stop sooner. Like, how can we help these athletes, like, really be able to see, like, one, you are more than a sport. Like, y'all talked about sports life talk. Like, it's more than basketball. It's more than football. It's more than anything. Like, how can we help these athletes? Because at the end of the day, the problem is going to keep happening, right?
You know what they need? You know what they need? They need more Ashley Roberts. Because I'm going to tell you, I was telling Ashley behind closed doors, KT, I was like, Ashley, I wish I loved the game when you was playing. Because I'd ask around. I'd ask a couple of people around, and one of those people was Jason Key. Jason Key was like, yeah, she was cold. She was cold back in her day. She was a monster on the court. And so all I'm saying is that you are impacting the game right now, and you're not even dribbling the ball. You at every game, you in every gym, and you're not even dribbling the ball. And on top of that, we've talked to a lot of individuals who were most of the coaches we have, 99% of the coaches we have were former hoopers, but there's so many jobs that I learned about. Director of basketball operations. There's a young lady that was on our show who's, I can't exactly remember her title, but her name is Amanda Miller. She works for the Wings. And she does a lot of stuff.
Shout out to Amanda. That's a Duncanville Panther Red right there.
And but what I'm saying is there's so many opportunities that there's, you could do whatever you want to do, from sports medicine to broadcasting, media, sideline journalism, whether you want to work for the organization, ticket sales. It's so many corporate jobs that you could be a part of that you never really have to stop dribbling the ball. I've never dribbled the ball a day in my life, and I'm in the gyms. I'm around it. I'm having a great time. I'm sharing stories. I'm celebrating with these young ladies, high-fiving. It's super fun. So the ball will never stop dribbling if you surround yourself with the right people and look and play chess and not checkers.
And what I love right now is a lot of the WNBA players, they're going back and they're coaches at the college level. So that is huge. So you don't have to go overseas and go through all the stuff that we've seen a lot of the athletes go through. You can still give to the game and help it grow right here in the States just by being a coach.
Yep. Ariel Atkins, she's at Michigan. She's at Michigan.
You got Howard at Florida. You got Maddie Secret. She went back to Villanova.
I was just about to say Maddie. Yeah, she went back as well.
That's so dope. I love to see it. And it's allowing the kids to be around pros. Like, now you get to hear from some of these pros. They own the coaching staff. It's allowing them to rest their body a little bit. They're not forced to have to go overseas just to make some money, right? They can go coach. Yeah,
like you said, rest. Your body has to rest.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just be honest. You have women, you have so much I got to deal with. You have to deal with if you get pregnant, now you get your body back in shape, go and play.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a lot of stuff that goes into that. So I'm glad that y'all can come here, rest, not only your body, it's just your mind.
Yeah.
That's just huge.
I love it. I want to go into AAU for a quick little snippet. I know y'all.
I love AAU. I love AAU, by the way.
You love AAU, and I'm not gonna say what's the word I want to use. I'm not gonna say I don't like AAU, but AAU. I just had an episode earlier, and I said AAU is a mess from a different side. But I think AAU is great for the kids. Okay, I'm gonna go there because I know these people gonna be at me. They're gonna be.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna be at me. You see how I'm talking slow right now? I'm talking real slow, and I'm trying to make.
You try to make sure every word is articulated correctly.
But this
The
is
sad
why
part is,
I
I know what
say.
you mean. I know exactly what you mean. I know where you're coming from, but that's because I'm locking step with you, right? I'm in these gyms and I'm seeing how some tournaments don't look like other tournaments. It is absolutely crazy. We watch some tournaments where the best of the best are playing against each other, and then we watch some tournament. You got Sci-Fi Elite playing against St. Ignatius School of the Blind, look like, and it's go 95 to 8. You know what
What
I'm
are we
talking about?
doing? Like, what are we doing? Why?
And some of the people are missing the boat. And then some of these tournaments are 4 or 5 day long tournament. I think we went to Louisville, and I think them kids was in Louisville for a whole week playing basketball. Not just one game a day, 2, 3 games a day in some cases. Like, that's a lot of basketball. These kids in the hotels room, icing legs down in bariatric chambers or whatever you want to call them, the things. You know what I'm talking about? They getting their legs and their blood flowing. It's definitely some challenges. And we ain't even talking about the financial commitment. Trust me. And we don't, Sports Life Talk don't have sponsorship. If you're out there looking, if you want to put some money behind it, but we have to pay for ourselves to get on the road and to go around these places. And you mean Kevin talking? We was on our way back from one trip. Kevin said, "Man, we making sandwiches, taking us a cooler next time because you got to stop and eat.
That was
You got to
ridiculous.
stop."
All the stops we had to make.
I'm just saying, but if you can imagine we doing it, we don't even have a kid that's in it.
Right.
Not only do we not have a kid, the parents that's got a kid, they pretty much have to pay for their hotel room and they got to pay for their kid hotel room. Plus you know what I'm saying? The things that this kid's going to need on the road, from new socks, you know what I'm saying? It's a tremendous investment. The financial aspect of this AAU, it ain't for the faint at heart. So you better make sure your kid can really, really, really hoop before you get into that rat race.
Yeah, because it is. And that's what I was going to ask. Like, you just answered it from your side. Like, basically, what do you think some of the issues are in AAU? And you named a few of them. KT, what do you think, like, some of the issues are just within AAU?
We were talking about the transfer portal earlier, right?
Yeah.
So now you got kids that are just jumping ship to new teams.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. We're just in an era now where a lot of people don't want to put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
They want the easy way out. You know what I mean? Instead of, okay, I'm not getting the playing time. What can I do to fix this? Well, you can probably make free throws, work on your jumper. I mean, it's other things that you can do. And then again, there's a lot of politics in everything that we do. It's a lot of politics in sports.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have parents who feel that they can run a team better than the actual coach, you have a coach that's not like connecting with the parents. It's just so much. It's a messy game, and we all know about it. So
Can
really,
I say one
until
thing
we all
real
just
quick?
sit down and just actually have a real conversation about how we can fix this, it's never going
It
to
ain't gonna
change.
get
Because
fixed.
I'm always going, I'm a dog. Oh, you just yelled at me?
I'm out.
Okay, I'll see you next week on another team.
Yeah. What you got,
I want to say one thing about the parents. Parents that's watching this show. Go, hey, listen, you don't have to go watch Sports Life Talk episodes, but I want you to go figure out a way to sit down and listen to some of these coaches. And these are extremely smart individuals. These are individuals who have done exactly. One of the things about It's Different podcasts is that you come here, you are going to understand and feel exactly what it's like to be in that locker room, to be a coach. I'm talking about, we talking about Division I Power 5 school. This woman right here, she has played for Power. I'm talking about national championship caliber schools. And the thing I'm trying to tell you as a parent, I want you to go to your job and I want you to have your assistant manager or your supervisor hollering at you to do one thing. And then I want your general manager who's sitting in the office who's telling you to do one thing. And then I want some of your coworkers behind you, and I want them all to tell you what to do. At the same time, while you trying to do your work, or when you trying to create that spreadsheet, and you got one person over here telling you, oh, you need to move your decimal over there, and you got this over there, that ain't the right format you need to be doing, and you need to change those words, and you got this person over there who gave you the person that's paying your check, told you explicit instructions to do something, but you got a team lead and coworkers who telling you to do it differently. Now, how can you do your job? How can you effectively do your job? And that's what it's like when a parent is sitting on the sideline telling a young kid to do what they're trying to do. Why you pass that ball to him? You know what? Because the coach actually got a system. And the coach told him to do that. The coach said, hey, we don't want to jump at this point in time. We want to work this thing till we can get down to the layup. Whatever the cause is, whatever the reason is, I don't know. That's their philosophy, their coaching philosophy, their system, their strategy, schematically. That's what they want to do. You can't coach a team from the outskirts and you don't help your kids out. Because all of a sudden they look to you for advice instead of the person they're supposed to be looking for. They out there playing to try to make you happy and to make you proud of them and to impress you versus trying to do what they need to do to be a part of the team and to get this W. And all of the kids come on and say it's about the win. It's about the win. But you parents, are y'all about the win? Or are you about seeing your daughter put up a lot of points? Are you seeing your daughter stat stuff? And is that what's most important to you? Because I'm going to give you a prime example. Shout out to Coach Ham. She coaches at McKinney North. For those of you in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, she's a coach at McKinney North. Ginger Williams is another one. Ginger Williams coaches. She's assistant coach at Boswell, I believe it is. These are two parents that have daughters who are absolute dogs. Both of these young ladies, Camille Williams and Kaylin Ham, they off the Hamilton, off the chain. They don't need this coach, but they parents who are coaches, who know how to coach, who are extremely smart and savvy, who played ball before. You know what they do during the games? They sit there and they watch, they study the game. Now, do they coach their daughters up after the game? Absolutely. Hey, this is what some of the things I saw you could have did better. But you will never see either of those women up hooting and hollering and talking to their kids while they're in the middle of the game because they understand the challenges it is as a coach to already keep the attention and to get things running. So I know I got off. I know this has nothing to do with AAU, but it irritates me when we sit over here at these AAU tournaments and me and Kevin be like, let's go sit in the media section. Let's go to the media section or the coaching section. Because we're trying to sit in the stands like y'all, and all y'all doing is irritating the kids or making it hard for these coaches. We like, Lord, let's get from over here. But I know that, but that's a big challenge, I think, of the AAU. I think it would be a lot better if the parents would let the organizers and the coaches do their job.
Simple. Yes.
But,
simple.
B. Jones, everybody can be a coach these days, so that's kind of hard. Like, Ashley, you've coached before. I've been a coach before. I had a parent go to my assistant principal, not knowing that my assistant principal, meaning that's my dog, telling him, I didn't drive all this way to see my son get in for 2 to 3 minutes. Well, ma'am, did you see in those 2 to 3 minutes he didn't know where to be on a 2-3 zone?
Right. Exactly.
It's simple. You're at the top of the zone. I don't need you down there under the basket. It's very simple.
How about you start driving and watching practice? How about you why don't you drive over here at 5:00 on Tuesday and see what your child doing during practice before you determine what they deserve out there on the basketball court during game time?
And the thing is, parents is like, oh, the first thing they gonna say is you didn't give them enough time. You pulled them too soon, or my kid need to work on this in the game. The game is for performance. Work on everything else outside. And I think that's probably one of the biggest advice. So I was going to ask y'all, like, what advice would y'all give parents? To me, that's the biggest thing. Like, I want parents to understand, like, the game time ain't the time for my center to be working on bringing the ball up the court.
That's to try to figure it out. No.
That ain't it. If she want to be a better ball handler, she needs to do that outside of the game. Like, we're not doing that in the game. We done seen you practice so many times. So at the end of the day, the coach knows what each kid can do. There's no time to some kids got a short window. At the end of the day, that's just how it is. So you have to do something in that short time. If you don't, that's basketball, right? That's just how it is.
I was a middle school coach, so of course, in middle school, you're trying to develop.
Right.
But you also have kids out there busting their butt, and you want to get them that win. And you can't have kids in there that don't know what they're doing. Now, if we're up by 40 and you don't know where you're at in the 2-3, that's fine.
Right.
If we're up by 3 and you don't know where you need to be, now come sit next to me and then till you figure it out.
Exactly. That's it.
But I do have some advice, and this is going to be for the parents and the kids. Enjoy every play, enjoy every practice. Enjoy every moment and opportunity you get to dribble the ball and to be a part of a team, because the sun will sit. There will be a day. I promise you, I'm talking. We talked to a lot of 24 kids who just finished their last AAU tournament. This is their last opportunity, and they get emotional on our shows, and you can see it. These kids are visibly sad because they realize that this is over. This is a period in my life that I will never be able to reproduce or duplicate again. And the handful that can go continue to play and keep their talents going, they are super, super, super blessed. But for the most part of it, 80 to 90% of these kids will not be going to the next level. And then out of that, there'll only be 1% or 2% of those individuals that go on to the next level. So each and every opportunity you get to play basketball, to be a part of a team, to do what you do, enjoy it, give it your all, stop and smell the roses and really be appreciative and have a spirit of gratitude and humbleness about this opportunity you got, because I promise you, it don't last forever.
Yep.
Yeah, and let's go back to the AAU real quick, because I'm gonna defend the parents on this one. If I'm paying you all this money, you better find a way to get my baby in the game.
I
don't
gotta
care if
stop
it's
you. I gotta stop you right
I gotta
there.
stop you too,
I don't care if
Kevin.
it's for 1 minute, 2 minutes. Let
Listen.
them run out there, run down the court, break a sweat, come right back in.
I gotta stop you right there. Okay, if it's for 1 minute, yes. But listen, when you are playing AAU, at the end of the day, I know this stuff costs, and it costs a lot of money. That's why parents need to do their research. Even directors, like, be honest with the parents. Like, if you don't really see that kid playing a lot, tell them before. If you're gonna put them on the team and whatever, like, let them know. That's one thing that I do. Like, if I've seen a kid, I don't know what their minutes gonna be like, I'm gonna have a conversation with the kid and the parent and let them make that decision on if they want to pay that. Because as a coach, I can't, AAU wise, I can't guarantee playing time. That I just can't.
Well, I was joking a little bit, Ashley, but
I have seen games when you said that, I had to raise
50.
up.
You losing by 50, you still got kids that haven't gotten in the game. They haven't gotten in.
Earl Rooks, Kavita Lawrence, all these folks would be calling you Kevin. What are you talking about?
But I get that.
I'm
That's
not talking
different.
about that. I'm just talking. No, B-Joe, you know exactly what game I'm talking about. We were
I know what you're
at
talking about.
Mansfield. As this team was getting, it was like a 50-point game.
Now that's
and
different.
You still trying to play your starters and not letting the
It's
other people go
over.
in there and get minutes.
Now that's different. Now, if I'm a parent, we having a conversation, right? I do feel like everything is situational. You up by 50, you down by 50. Yeah, go ahead. Everybody needs to be playing at this point.
And I'm gonna say this, and especially to piggyback off of when it's a game that the game is the decision or the game is no longer at hand, there's no use of playing these kids who already got scholarships, who's got 50 offers. If your job is if you come into somebody's living room and you say, hey, I'm gonna help your kid get a scholarship, regardless of what level, my job is to help your kid get scholarship and to get exposure so that they can get offered, then you need to let them play. You got to figure out a way for them to get on the court, especially when the game's out of hand. Now, I get it; they might not be one of the best ones, but at least help them kids, them babies, get out there so they can get some footage when the game is out of hand. Because they this might be their only opportunity to play in front of Sacramento State and Coach Aaron Karloff, or you know what I'm talking about. This might be their only chance. So let them give them some run, give them some burn.
I'm gonna go with that. I like that. That's cool. That's cool. But when we get
I'm with you though. If it's a 2-point game, I can't put you in just to.
Bijan, you know I was joking about that, but no, if you losing by 50, you better let my 6'4" that can't handle the ball get them in.
They got they getting in. Like I said, I'm a parent. We having a conversation because ain't no way we up by even 20. You up by 20.
20 is my limit, man. When you up by 20, that game might be out of hand, especially in the second half.
Right. Before we end, I want to kind of go back to the podcast, and I wanted to talk a lot about the podcast because I've had a lot of kids come up to me, a lot of parents come up to me talking about their kid, or how they want to do interviews, or how they want to be a broadcaster, or how they want to get into media. And that was like one of the most exciting things I was excited about with having y'all on. Like, I wanted to talk more about the podcast. I know we're going to talk basketball because that's what we do. But I want to give these kids, I want to give these parents some of the podcast games, some of the media games, just any tips and tricks when it goes to that. So I want to go to the challenges. We talk about all the good stuff. What challenges have y'all had, or what do you think is the most challenging part about being in media? I'm going to just say media because it's an overall concept.
I would say with B. Jones and I, we've gotten lucky with the You Got Next
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people that come on, they're excited. Now we had one case, and I think we told you about this on another time. We had a kid come on. They just froze up.
Yeah, yeah.
They froze up. But I would say this: it's all about preparation. You preparing for a game. You gotta you gotta use these interviews as a stepping stone too. So you got to prepare. You got to practice with the interviews. We've
Mm-hmm.
had parents that, hey, can you send us the questions? But they don't know that we're going to go over everything before our show. Give them questions so they can answer, so they can get comfortable. They have to feel like they can be themselves and not be like anybody else. Because a lot of people are going to see the Aaliyah Chavez's or the Talia Parkers. When
Mm-hmm.
they go to interviews, they kill it because
Yeah.
they've been prepared for this. So it's all about, in my opinion, just preparation. Just like we prepare for a show, the guests they need to prepare as well. And
Mm-hmm.
the sooner you can do that as a young athlete, the better you're going to be going forward.
I love it.
My biggest challenge is we dealing with the economy of a different type when they talk, especially when they talk about amateur athletes. We in a society now where everybody wants to make money, and these kids are a big piece of that, right? And I'm talking even in college. The NIL is nothing but people making money off of these kids and they paying them for their name, image, and likeness. So we in the industry where we are trying to get these kids exposure, but at the same point in time, these parents are like, are they best for my kids? So I think the biggest challenge is growing and building trust.
Mm-hmm.
Is not only building trust in the community, and our name and our reputation has preceded. I could tell y'all a dozen stories about how we've had a college coach on and they be like, yeah, we'd be like, Coach, you ready to do this? And they'd be like, yeah. We like, have y'all seen any of my shows? Yeah, you had one of my friends on. I called them up and they said you ought to do the shows. These guys are real. And so I think building that trust is a huge piece of understanding what we're trying to do and what they need to do, because we're not trying to get no money out of these kids. And if, as a matter of fact, if a kid makes some money off of our show, power to them. I want them to thrive and get more opportunities, but you got to be able to show that, man. Now the biggest thing though, if you start the podcast, and I what one of the things that made me come shake Ashley's hand was that she had a nice setup there. And it goes like, listen, the setup is cool. It's a beautiful setup. It garners attention, but being present. We had You Got Next. I want y'all to understand, we've been doing You Got Next. This is the 4th year. It's 2024. We've been doing You Got Next since 2020. The success took probably 150 to 200% growth from the point we called it the takeover tour. And everything is intentional that we do. So in 2023, we said, yo, it's our year to get outside. We're going out. We're going to meet people. We're going to be a part of the community, not just emailing people, not just sliding in DMs. We're going to really be a part of the community, and we're going to understand this game. And that's what made me fall in love with the game. But when we decided to go out and become a part of a community, the community embraced us. Mm-hmm. We were there, present. That's part of building that trust. They gotta see you. Mm-hmm. And not only do they gotta see you, they gotta know that you are authentic and you there on the sidelines of it. You can't be lazy. You cannot take the lazy road and do this podcast and this media thing. You are going to have to put the work in. You're going to have to read box sheets. You're going to have to study people's social media. You're going to have to understand where they came from. Moves are happening very fast paced and frantically. I'm talking about there's not a moment to rest. The day you say, hey, I'm taking this month off, might as well find you something to do. Find you something else to do. Consistency and trust building and being present is the biggest thing that you can do. If you listening to this right now, you want to start being in media.
I love it. We gonna end. We gotta end it there. I love it. I love to hear as we end this, we end with rapid fire. Somebody give me a name, please, because it's still not rapid fire. Somebody give me a name other than rapid fire so y'all can stop saying it ain't rapid fire. I'm going to keep calling it rapid fire till somebody give me a name. So I got 5 questions. I'm starting with you, KT, because y'all both going to do it. I'm going to go with you, KT. Why don't you call it
the Fast 5? Why don't you call it the Fast 5?
I like that. Well, but it ain't really fast either, because sometimes I'll ask the question and we start having a whole conversation off the question. So, I mean.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna stay out. I'm not gonna...
Maybe you can come up with something after I ask the questions, but I do like the fast 5. I just don't know if it's actually fast because somebody.
I was just trying to go with rapid. You were saying rapid.
Oh,
I was saying Fast Five. So okay, let's
yeah.
go
I
with
don't
it.
know. You ready, KT? We're going with you
Yeah, I'm
first.
ready. Let's go.
Top 5 high school teams.
Top 5 high school. Oh Lord,
Yeah.
girls game, right? You can't. You
Yes.
got it. Girls game, right?
Yep.
Hmm.
I just kind of put y'all on spot, huh?
You
At least
sure did.
you get to
So I'm
think
just
about
gonna
it,
go
B.
over the
Jones.
area because we got you got your Duncanville, you got
Mhm.
DeSoto,
Mhm.
you got actually wrong for this.
I'm sorry.
You know who I really like? I like Mesquite High.
I do
Mesquite High has a
too.
really dope team.
I do
So I gotta
too.
find 2 more. So now you gonna have people mad at us. Now I just
Yeah,
thought
they
about
they
it. That's
finna, they
messy.
finna
This
get
is when
mad
we
at
get in
me.
the top 5. This is a bunch of mess. So I said what? Duncanville, DeSoto, I like Mesquite. Of course I gotta show love to Coach Collins at Cedar Hill. So for 5th, I'm gonna go Hebron.
Okay.
I'll go Hebron.
Dang, that
All
was
right.
gonna be my number one. I love watching Hebron play basketball. Um, we are ever watching Duncanville, Minnesota, so I'm gonna show some love to some of these other smaller schools. McKinney North, I talked about Coach Ham. Love watching her team do their thing. The most fun I've had this whole entire year, and I'm putting these all in one school, so people gonna be mad at me. But Lipan, Martins Mill, and
Oh yes.
Mm.
last one, KT. Tahana.
Mm.
Tenaha.
Tenaha. Tenaha, Lipan, Martins Mill, they all 2A schools. So I'm gonna include them in one. Best basketball we watch. Those young ladies can go. I'm gonna show love to Skyline. They are a super fun team to watch, and then I'm gonna go with Legion Prep.
Okay.
Legion Prep is a baby school. They took over some dogs from a couple of Drive Nation. They got one from Pro Skills. Actually got 2 from Drive Nation, 1 from Pro Skills, but these are accumulation of kids from all over the DFW Metroplex that decided to go a different route. And I love watching them play, and I'm rooting for them big time. Now, there's a lot of schools that I haven't had the chance to see play yet.
And
that
you
I'm
need one
really
more
hoping.
too. You gave 4.
Oh, really? Do I need? Mm.
Well, no, you said Legion Prep, you said Lipan, you
Skyline.
said Martins Mill,
They was all
you
one
said
though.
Skyline,
McKinney
yeah,
North,
McKinney
And that was
North, and
it.
Hebron. I said
and
I
Skyline.
doubled
You
down
said
on the Hebron.
Skyline.
Skyline, yeah, I doubled down on the Hebron thing.
Hebron. Okay, that was the one. Okay.
But if I had to pick one other one that Kevin didn't pick, it's just so many.
So here's the thing, Ashley. You put us on the spot with a lot of coaches that we rock with.
I know.
That's why I said that
Well,
was messy.
Not
We was dirty
really.
for that.
It was just your 5. What
hold
5?
on, I got one
Yeah,
more.
but
I got
now
one
we're gonna
more.
be out there be like, oh really? You know what I'm saying? We couldn't get in your 5?
Yeah, shout out to all y'all. Y'all know who. Shout out to Lake
Now wait
Highlands. Shout out to
till I ask
JJ
that next
Pierce.
question. Y'all really
Shout
finna be
out to
mad.
Highland Park. Shout out to all
But
of
I
them.
do
But
like the
I'm
La Pan and Martins Mill. I do like those because if y'all not rocking with the 2A and 3A schools, oh my gosh. That's
Yeah.
but Kevin, let
some
me
of the
get my
best
last
basketball
one.
we've
Yeah,
seen.
give your last one.
My
Y'all, yeah, because
last
y'all
one.
naming 10 schools and I said 5.
I know, right? We got to stay out of trouble. My last one gonna be South Lake Carroll. If anybody been
Oh.
watching, South Lake Carroll got these 4 sisters all part of the starting lineup, and it's funny because when we was coming up, a person would have a lot of kids. You'd be like, you got enough to start a basketball team. Well, the Jordan family literally went and did. The
Yep.
Jordan sisters are super dope. They vibe off each other. It is an impressive thing to watch those 4 sisters get out there and play basketball with each other. And this is the cool thing. If you ain't able to get out there this year, they're going to line back up and do it again next year. They are all juniors or under. So that's probably that's one of my favorite stories in the entire city. But I missed a bunch. Trust me, we wasn't able to get every single dope story that we know about. It's so many great stories from
Yeah, that's
Boswell
true.
to, they all over the place.
Yep. Now we're gonna stay with you because we'll go flip
Oh
flop.
wait, hold up. Nope.
What?
Timberview.
And see that
Forgot
I was
about
wondering. Y'all
Mansfield
didn't say
Timberview.
Timberview, but
Timberview
y'all
is
already
I
over the
love watching
limit.
Timberview.
Y'all
I
over
know,
the
but it's
limit.
just like when somebody come on your show and you ask them they top 5 music artists and they say Rod Wave,
Yo, Kevin,
Rod Wave, Rod Wave. You know what I'm saying? So
hey,
I mean,
payback.
somebody gave us our medicine bag, right?
Pretty much.
staying this way with you, B Jones. Now y'all really finna get me. Top 5. And when I say top, it's just 5, not really just in the order, but your top 5 players you have seen.
See, so now I know for a fact that DeSoto, what I call them the Phenom Four, the Phenomenal Four. Yeah. They were the Phenomenal Four freshmen last year, but so I hadn't actually got the chance to see them all play together. I seen them play as individuals. Sienna Betts, saw her play this year.
Yeah, she a beast.
Different. Of course, Aaliyah Chavez, but I don't want to give the top dogs. I want to give some lesser known dogs.
Let's give it 5.
I'm gonna tell you somebody who not getting their props is Aaliyah's 6'8" running mate, Bro Cole. Bro Cole is underrated, and ain't nobody talking about Bro, but she is an absolute monster. Going back to Tenaha, Kayana Cox.
Ooh, I love her. SMU, right? She going to SMU, right?
She going to SMU. Yes. Hey, Kayana got one of the smoothest J's I seen. I love watching her play. Okay, the Cedar Hill tag team. I don't know why I can't think of Taylor. I can't think of Taylor last name.
Carver, I think.
Taylor Carver and Red Gooden. They super dope. I love watching them play. And then my last one gonna be is Green Hill. Now I haven't seen, I got a bunch more. Skyline play fast. I love watching the Skyline point guard crew. Love watching Paris Bradley gonna be mine. Paris Bradley is my favorite. I don't care what y'all say. Paris Bradley, Camille Williams, Caitlin Hamilton. They're my top 3 players I love watching. Period in the whole wide city. But Skyline got a dope backcourt trio. A duo. And why can't I think of that last one that I wanted to shout out? Go KT, and I'm gonna think of that last one because I got off on what I
feel. See how people feel when we do our initiation and we try to make them do something, and then when they don't do it the right way, we kind of. So I'm gonna give you 5. I'm just gonna stick to it. I like Sanaya Richardson.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I like from Tenaha. He mentioned the young lady going to SMU. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go Kennedy Holmes.
Okay.
I like her. She's a dog. So it leaves me with 3 more. I love Ryan DeSuze, the point god.
The point goddess. The point goddess.
Yes. So I got to give 2 more. Paris Bradley. I know you mentioned the B. Jones, but
that's my favorite. Hey, I love watching Paris hoop, man.
He can hoop.
And I had others that I had in my head, but as soon as it was my turn, the lights turned
I know, right?
And B. Jones is.
What about DD? DD Minor, the Kevin Durant of women's basketball.
Yes, but my other one is going to be
Jada Patterson.
You already said Camille. You know how much I love Camille B. Jones.
Yeah.
Camille what about probably my favorite player.
Vivian and Seabell out there at Green Hill?
Yeah, but we only get 5, B. Jones. I'm trying to get 5.
How he keep going to like 10. Yeah. He done named 20 people at this point.
I'm going to go JC.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she cold too. Man,
I'm gonna go her with my 5. I'm gonna stick to 5. I'm not gonna do
JC because she's already an All-American. Like JC, one of the best players in the country.
I'll take her out because you're right. She's gonna get that pub already. Give me. See, you wouldn't have done that talking. Be out have been good. Kaylin Kemp.
Okay. KK cold. Hey, she cold. But see, like I said, DeSoto Dunk loaded. They loaded Mariah Clayton. They are absolutely.
I'm gonna go with that.
CC Cole. Was it Kamari Holman? Cole. They dope all the way through. Yeah, freshman.
Okay. I'm steady putting y'all in the hot seat. I need one person. Don't give me 5 people. I need one.
Okay.
Now it's your turn, KT. You ready?
All right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Best coach you done seen.
I already know mine. Can I go first, please? Can I do mine first?
Let me go first. The best coach.
If you steal mine, I'm gonna be sick, man.
Golly, the best.
Why you think? Best just coach? So we don't die over here.
Best coach. You know what?
I got 2. So you can't.
Go ahead, B. No, go on. 3. Give her 1. Go ahead. Give her 1.
If I gotta do one, now I want you to understand there are a lot of coaches that I would put at the top, and can I get my honorable mention at least so we don't get bad?
No, give her 1. Give 1.
Okay, I was finna say we'll go with an honorable mention, but
we gotta do 1. We gotta stick to the script, B. Jones. We do that.
My number one coach if I just had to pick one. I love them all. And I'm talking about they are super, super thin close, but I'm going to go with Marcus Willis at La Vega.
Oh, that's
Coach
my
Marcus
coach. That's who I would have
Hey,
picked.
Coach Marcus Willis is an absolute dog. But shout out to Coach Branch. She is a monster.
All right, stop
Play
before you get one of mine. Stop. Just stop. You
Oh.
did Coach Willis. And I was going to say Coach Branch. But I'm going to
Who
go
you
with
thinking?
a coach that... Coach Kid Kyle from Timberview.
Oh, that was
I knew you was
if
gonna say
you had
that.
said Coach Willis, because Coach Kid Kyle, see, this is the thing that I love about these teams. Those teams don't have, I don't want to say just a discernible superstar. They have a body of a team that they figured out how to get these teams to play together. Another one I want to send love to is to Coach Todd Muncie. If you ain't
Yes,
watched
he
with
can go,
Highland
yeah.
Park, Coach Todd Muncie is X's and O's. He is an absolute monster with it. So, it's so many coaches that we've seen. JJ Pierce, Letitia Hearn, she Cole. It's so many that are.
You know who I forgot to put in my top 5 though for players?
Who
It was
KT?
Brooklyn Terry. I had her in my mind.
Yeah,
I wanted to put Brooklyn Terry.
BT dope. It's too many. It's too many. I'll never come on this show again because I can't.
I'm sorry. I had to.
I can't deal with that kind of stress, KT.
I had to.
See, me and Kevin, we love so many of them. It's hard for us to watch again.
I was gonna do them 3 for y'all because I was like, I need them to pick.
I went to Lake Highlands versus HP this past Friday night, and I'm rooting for both teams. I bet the fans was like, "Oh, yeah, Benedict." Because one moment I'm celebrating for Highland Park, the next moment I'm celebrating for Lake Highlands. Shout out to Aaliyah Taylor. She a dope player, hooper too.
Yeah,
not many people know about her. That girl. Hey, I need her to teach me how to do that finger roll she got, man. She can put some kind of a spin on the ball, and she can lay up from all kind of awkward directions. But we can go hours. We can go hours on just the players in the DFW area. It don't get no better. Cassidy Gladney. It just don't get no better.
Cass, that's a CE.
If you don't stop him from talking, he gonna mention everybody we had on the show. Come on.
I see.
It's just some of these kids we ain't even had on the show. Some of these kids we ain't even had on the show.
It's just like we said, getting put on the spot is good because it's what we do to other people.
Yep.
And now we see we're on the other end of it.
Yep.
We want to give like 7 or 8 answers. So
yep.
I'm sticking at 5. Whatever you ask me, I'm gonna stick to that.
We got 2 more. We got 2 more left. Build your 5. Only 5. Only 5. Only 5. You can do WNBA or you can do college. Build your 5. Build your team. Your starting 5.
They have to be active
with the
right
WNBA.
Now?
Yeah. Active.
Yeah.
Okay.
They gotta be active. I'm gonna stick with the WNBA. And then probably one. Of course, Asia Wilson.
She's at the 5.
Give me Breonna Stewart. Give me Kaylin Clark, because I need a shooter. Shoot, so that's 3. Give me Arike.
Oh, okay.
I'll take Arike because she's just a dog. She gonna get it done. So that leaves me with one more. I need a veteran presence. I'm gonna go with my favorite player of all time, Miss Diana Taurasi.
Okay, that's a good group. What you got,
I'm gonna change up the whole flow on them so we can stay out of trouble. I'm gonna go the collegiate route, and not only am I gonna go collegiate route, I'm gonna go the future of women's basketball. That's what I'm gonna call my list, the future of women's basketball. So I'm gonna go Michaela Williams. I'm gonna go Juju. I'm gonna go Hannah Hidalgo. I'm gonna go God, I forgot her last name. She's the backup point guard for South Carolina. Super dope.
The freshman?
Yeah. God, I can't believe I can't remember her name. But we'll take off. We'll take off then. I'm gonna go with the Sword sisters. I'm gonna include them in the one. Now they going into college next year.
He just can't get right, KT.
And let me see who else I want to throw on this list because there's so many dope future monsters on this thing. I'm gonna say Lauren Betts. I'm gonna go Sienna's older sister, Lauren Betts, who's a sophomore at UCLA. She's super dope. Man, there's so many of them. God, dog.
Yeah, so
This
you
is the
gave
most.
6 again. You're always doing extra. You know,
This
that's your
is
honorable
this is
mention,
so
but
much.
let's
The
go.
Sword sisters count as one.
Oh,
No,
even
they
though they
count
two
as
people,
2.
but that's
That's
okay.
that Louisiana math. Nah, we ain't let you get away with that today.
Last one. What's your pregame playlist looking like?
Hold on, wait. I'm sorry. The
You
best
finna
player.
ask somebody else?
Nope. Yep. Is Zakiya Johnson. She played with the West Virginia Thunder.
I know you're talking about.
That's
So that's
probably my
7.
favorite player.
Great job.
Hey, she cold. She cold though. She cold. I saw her
That's
play
7.
live and my jaw dropped. I don't care. I do 10. They know I love the game. I'm a baby at this. You can't just give me 5. You know
Yes, you
they
can.
say
B. Jones, okay. So we do our
they,
initiation. We tell somebody give us 5. They
that's
gonna give
on
us
a whole
12
different show.
now.
That's a different show, brother. Y'all check out Sports Life Park. Hey, listen.
Oh,
Hey, listen. Y'all know if you get bit by a baby snake, how they don't have control over their venom. So it hurts more to get bit by a baby.
Yeah.
I'm a baby snake right now. I'm a baby snake. I got to give you all the venom. I just can't
We're
give
gonna
you
go with
a
that.
controlled amount of venom. Kevin is a more controlled list. Me, I got to give it all.
Pregame playlist. What is it? What y'all listening to?
Yeah, this
can
is
I give
easy.
you my top 5 now? I gotta do top 5. Can I just give you my top 5?
Yeah,
Go
give your
ahead.
top 5.
Tupac, Eminem.
Ooh.
This is just hip hop. 3 stacks. J. Cole. I put him in the top 5 now. B. Jones and Drake. That's my top
Okay.
5. That's on my playlist.
Okay.
So you changed it up a little bit because I was gonna say if it's on my playlist, I gotta throw that big extra plug in there. But he ain't one of my top 5 though. But I love that big extra plug levels. My top 5, number 1, and it's gonna be that way probably until the day. And I mean, it's not even close with me. It's Jonathan Cole. No, I'm just it's J Cole. Hey,
Okay.
J Cole. My goodness. That's my Ace Boon Coon. And then number 2, I'm gonna go with the original, the OG Louisiana, Lil Wayne.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go Drizzy Drake. I think Drizzy, every time I try to doubt Drake. See, my problem with Drake is that half his stuff is singing, and I just like I like that hip hop version of Drake. It's super cool. I'm gonna go Kanye. And a lot of people hate that. I'm gonna go old and new Kanye. The new Kanye is super fun. I don't know why people ain't listening to this new Kanye. It's dope, man. I don't see what y'all don't see. He got tracks on there with Jada and I mean it's just off the chain, man. That's 4. Let me see. My last one. It's kind of tough to go away from Eminem, but he said Eminem, so I'm gonna throw y'all with an underground one. Well, he's not underground, but he's somebody that we don't get a lot on. You got next, Childish Gambino. I love Childish Gambino.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all know the real answers. Rod Wave. I'm just saying.
You know what? Actually, to your point, a lot of youngsters come on the show and say Rod Wave.
For real?
Rod Wave.
Yeah, Rod Wave. 1 out of every 3 or 4 kids, they say Rod Wave. Coaches too. Everybody say Rod Wave.
I'm just saying. Rod Wave. Y'all stop hating on Rod Wave. Y'all, as in the people listening, that's who the y'all is.
I like Rod Wave.
No, it doesn't.
Kevin, no, you be hating.
I don't listen to Rod Wave. I'm not gonna lie. You know what? For Ashley, I'll go listen to it.
Okay, you want me to give you some songs to listen to?
I'm gonna text you my opinion after I listen to it.
Okay, I'm gonna give you some songs to listen to. Listen to Forever. Listen to Long Journey. Listen to Great Gatsby. We'll start with those 3.
Yeah, you might well go ahead and just send those to me because I ain't gonna remember.
You ain't lying.
I'm gonna send it. We start the podcast with what's different, and I like to end with you, with the guest. So I'm gonna go with you as the person and business. What would be different? And y'all obviously both answer, but what would be different about KT and B Jones, as well as Sports Life Talk / You Got Next within the next 3 to 5 years?
Ooh.
I think the goal is to be syndicated. Of course, this is something we want to do full time. And I know just for me, I want to be more like B. Jones as far as talking.
Okay.
Because that man has not met a stranger. He makes everyone feel like they're the most important person in the world when he's talking to them. And with me, I'm going to talk. If I know you, we're going to have a really good conversation. If I don't, I'm going to let B talk to you, and then I'm going to slide in behind him and get into the conversation. So that's one thing I want to work on as far as myself is just being more vocal, being more of a speaker. And
I like that.
like I said, just next 3 years being syndicated traveling the world telling these stories and not just doing it behind the camera, but also being on someone's campus doing the show. And also, well, you know what? We can't tell everybody ourselves because people like to steal. So I'm
That's a
gonna keep
fact.
that to myself. I'll tell you this off air. But yeah,
That's a fact.
that's what I see. Just Sports Life Talk being a media moguls. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Love it.
What's going to be different is I like the media mogul. I want to create, like, when we talk about Sports Life Talk, a lot of people get confused. They like, are y'all You Got Next or y'all Sports Life Talk? Like, Sports Life Talk is the name of the company, the name of the business, and You Got Next is just the show. It's the title. It's like ESPN's First Take, right? First Take is the show that's on ESPN. So when you follow that, I want, like, we talk to so many youngsters that's in high school, that's in college, that want to big up in sports media. I want Sports Life Talk to have a bunch of shows. I want Sports Life Talks. It's just different. I want Sports Life Talk everything, and so I want some of these youngsters as they coming up, like a Talia Parker. Shout out to Talia. I forgot about her. One of my favorite players. Like a TP. She want to get her own show. So when she get ready to stop dribbling, or whenever, maybe even if she in college at Texas A&M and she want to do a show, hey, we gonna put you on. We gonna give you the tools. We gonna give you the resources. And we're going to sponsor you. We're going to help you get your show started, put it on the road. And I want people to go to our website and be like, man, what shows are exciting, what's new? And I want to go into not just girls basketball, but football, volleyball, swimming, gymnastics. I want to be able to tell the story of all of these athletes and have a place for them to come see. And then another thing, I got a big dream. This is big time dreaming, but I want to start doing documentaries. Everywhere KT and I go, I always come up with these stories I want to tell, and I want to really sit down and start interviewing some of these people from the Jordan sisters. Like, how often do you get to see four sisters playing on the court at the same time? Like, I would love to just follow them and tell their story and what it's like waking up at that household. You know what I'm saying? Do they ever disagree? And just really showing the authentic side of them. But also, I want to tell the story of the fabulous the Phenom 4 freshman out of DeSoto. Like, that team is potentially going to be the number one team in the nation in 2026 when they're all seniors. That's going to be a crazy story. And, like, wouldn't it be cool if we were recording and documenting everything that they do, from losing to Clark dang, we forgot about the young lady at Clark. We seen her play too. Ariana Roberson. Hey,
Now you mentioned 10 people. So keep going.
They had 20 people at this point.
I know, I'm probably about 25, but that's how dope they are. I mean, like, none of these people can be slept on. These people are that impactful and that important. But you get what I'm saying, though. I want to be able to tell these stories of these individuals before, and then when it hit, like, then we can show y'all, like, this is what's really going on. And I want to start doing a lot of documentaries. So I'm working on that and trying to get that together. And so conglomerate and telling documentary stories.
I love it. You can't end it with that. This has been a great episode. This has been an awesome episode. A lot of laughs, a lot of information from podcast and basketball. And that was really the point. What I wanted the audience to get from it. Tell the people where they can find you. And if y'all could leave a message, whatever's on your heart, to a parent or a player.
Well, you can find me. I'm gonna tell you straight up. You could probably find me on my own, but I don't know those handles. I'm gonna be honest. I commit everything to SLT. I'm Sports Life Talk through and through. So you could just ask Sports Life Talk on all your social media platforms. We got our show in the audio format as well. So I listen to all of our shows. I listen to your show too when I'm riding. Like if I have an hour 10 ride, I'm like, let me throw on this. It's just different to see who they got rocking with. I heard the trainer interview the other day. So it's pretty dope. But yeah, you can listen to us in the podcast format. Go to our website, sltugotnext.com, if you just want to see some of the idea of who some of the people we got on and get a little bit more color and contrast about what makes KT and I different, since that's the tone of the show. But we have all of it out there. But that's Sports Life Talk. And don't forget the S is Sports, Life, and Talk. And what was the other thing you said? Just leaving with something on my mind. Leaving with something. I end every show that we say when I say the same thing, and I just love each other. Respect one another, be great together. We are absolutely better. It takes a family, it takes a village. And I think if we could just figure out a way to love each other through the wins, through the losses, stop all the hate, stop all the animosity, the ship the rising tide lifts all boats. Which what I mean by that is the game of basketball grows. Yeah, we might have the Jersey Robinsons and those individuals who are just superstars, the JCRBs, but the more that they do, the better that they are, the more we highlight them. Guess what? The youngsters who don't have a name, they're gonna get visibility and they're gonna get optics too. Because if we can uncover one story, there's thousands of stories behind that, but you got to open up that door to tell the story. So stop hating on these young ladies. The reason I'm saying that is because we had somebody come on our show, and I think she's in the 6th grade, KT, 6th or 7th grade. The show hadn't aired yet. And this young lady already got haters. Now she's a monster. She's like 12 years old, 11 years old. She's a monster right now. But why are we hating on her? Why would you do anything other than support and celebrate that young lady? So that's what I'm gonna end it up. Just stop the hate, start to love, and if anything, love yourself. Because if you love yourself, you'll never be alone.
Well, most of the stuff I wanted to say, B. Jones, you just said it. Good grief. But what I want to say is to piggyback that there are strength in numbers. And just look at the platform right now. We have 3 African Americans, right? We're not jealous of each other. We want to support each other. Just think we have more of that in our communities. That's why I do want to plug this. It's in the works. We want to give one episode. I mentioned it earlier. The network. You got B. Jones. You got Ashley. You got Ed from I'm Coming In. You got the head coach KT. Be on the lookout for that because we're putting our personal goals aside to come together and just make something that's bigger than anything that we can think of. So be on the lookout for that. So like B. Jones said, man, let's love one another. If somebody's coming to you for help, don't just push them to the side. The game is free, so give it to them.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe. Do all of those different things. Y'all watch it. Subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit the like button. And make sure y'all follow the SLT family. Make sure y'all follow their podcast. They are highlighting players. They are highlighting coaches. And these coaches are telling y'all. They're telling y'all what they look for. They're telling y'all about their college. You can take the guesswork out of it. That is why we have created these podcasts to take the guesswork out of it. Go check out some of these players. I mean, that's one thing I love about y'all podcasts. I listen to a lot of them. These are players that, at the end of the day, most people wouldn't even know about. Like, go listen to these players. They got dope stories. They are dope individuals. All of them not going to be top 10 players. At the end of the day, some of them might not even play college basketball. At the end of the day, but they are dope individuals doing dope things, and they will continue to do dope things. Make sure y'all follow that podcast.